high school students in Brusly killed in a car crash. Innocent bystanders caught in the middle of a high-speed chase. The West Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office tells WBRZ even though a police officer caused the deadly wreck, the suspect who started the chase is the one tonight facing charges. News 2's Callista Matrician reports.
Police and EMS filled the stretch of LA 1 near South Vaughn Street Saturday afternoon after two teenage girls were killed during a police chase.
Approaching the Washington exit, be advised Brusly and Addis are also in pursuit.
A multi-parish pursuit ending in utter devastation.
I actually received a call about 1 o'clock in reference to the actual crash that was the after effect of a chase.
That crash happened after an Addis police officer ran through a red light trying to catch the criminal. Shattered glass, a car mirror, and other remnants filling the scene of the accident. What happened shortly before?
Two young people from the Brusly area were crossing across St. Francis Street, and the police car T-boned the car that the young ladies were in.
The lives of Maggie Dunn and Carolyn Gill taken. The 15 and 17-year-olds were cheerleaders at Brusly High. We spoke to friends who came to pick up a hat left behind on the scene. They told us the third victim was Dunn's 20-year-old brother, Liam Dunn. He survived the crash, transported to the hospital in critical condition. Two juveniles killed, the result of a chase that started earlier Saturday morning.
Earlier today, Baton Rouge police was called to a home in the 3200 block of Blackwell Drive relative to a family member going inside of his family member's home, taking the keys to their vehicle, still in the car, and leaving the scene. Officers shortly thereafter were able to get behind the car and attempted to stop. That vehicle then sped away from officers, traveled to West Baton Rouge, where West Baton Rouge law enforcement officers over there assisted in the pursuit.
The suspect, identified as Tyquel Zanders, made his way back to Baton Rouge after the fatal pursuit.
He then traveled back to Baton Rouge, where he pulled over without incident. He was booked in the parish prison for home invasion, theft of a vehicle, and aggravated flight from an office.
Zanders now facing charges in multiple parishes.
When the city of Baton Rouge finishes with him, he will be charged and booked in West Baton Rouge 2 counts of manslaughter.
Brusly police say they're now looking into the Addis police officer who killed those 2 young girls. Callista Matrician, WBRZ News 2.
Tonight, an officer arrested just one day after a high-speed chase caused the deaths of 2 teenage girls and landed a young man in the hospital with critical injuries. In the past hour, WBRZ has confirmed that David Cothran was arrested on 2 counts of negligent homicide. He's been booked into the West Baton Rouge jail. Our research tells us Cothran had only been with the Addis Police Department since February, but had been in law enforcement for years prior. This whole thing began when Tyquel Zanders, pictured on your screen, allegedly stole a vehicle from a family member and took off. Officers caught Zanders on I-10 near Dalrymple. He now faces charges of home invasion, vehicle theft, and aggravated flight from officers. Among those who gave chase, Addis police officer David Cothran. Witnesses say he ran a red light on LA 1 in Brusly and struck the car carrying 16-year-old Caroline Gill, 17-year-old Maggie Dunn, and 20-year-old Liam Dunn. And while charges were immediate for Zanders, West Baton Rouge District Attorney Tony Clayton told us the officer was under investigation and the case was likely to go to a grand jury. He's also asked Baton Rouge police why the pursuit was deemed necessary in the first place. In a statement, Clayton told WBRZ, quote, "That cop has a lot of questions to answer pertaining to his speed and sheer negligence. The public can rest assured he will follow the facts." Tonight, we're focused on the innocent young lives lost. 2 girls being remembered by the Brusly community. News 2's Callista Matrician reports it's a tragedy that won't soon be forgotten and has new information on the investigation from District Attorney Tony Clayton.
Days ago, they were unrolling mats, laughing and cheering over at Brusly High School. In an instant, that changed after Tyquel Zanders led enforcement on a multi-parish police chase ending the lives of 15-year-old Carolyn Gill and 17-year-old Maggie Dunn.
Tragedy is a good word.
It came after an Addis police officer ran a red light, T-boning the car with Gill, Dunn, and her brother in it. Now the district attorney's office is investigating the officer's involvement. Late Sunday night, word came that the officer is facing criminal charges and could be arrested imminently. He still has not been identified.
Came so out of nowhere, and I would have never thought that my last time speaking to her was going to be the last.
The death of Mallory Gill's sister and close friend, bringing family members, team members, and community members together Sunday afternoon. Tears shed, hugs given, and even some laughter, remembering who they were.
She would punch me if she knew I was crying. Yeah.
No matter how hard of a day we were having, Caroline and Maggie would always cheer us up.
Meanwhile, District Attorney Tony Clayton tells me they're looking into how fast that Addis police officer was going, and whether or not he's at fault for claiming their lives.
Those two young ladies are they're in a better place than us now.
They would definitely want our community and their family and their friends to continue on.
While those who knew Gill and Dunn will continue to grieve, many questions about the cop who was in pursuit are still left unanswered. Baton Rouge police say soon Tyquel Zanders will be in custody of the West Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office. Clayton says the unidentified cop has a lot of questions to answer. As if the officer's speed exceeded 80, 90, or 100 miles per hour, it could raise more questions on his fault in this case. As they work on gathering evidence, Clayton says it's something that could be brought to a grand jury. A new year bringing in harsh realities has left Gill with a message for others.
To hug your loved ones a little bit tighter.
Callista Matrician, WBRZ News 2.
We have attempted to reach out to the Addis Police Department throughout the day and yesterday and have not heard back. We'll continue to seek answers from those agencies involved in yesterday's chase, and we will have them for you in the days ahead.